When God created you in the palm of his hands, did he ask you how you should be created? Did he say, hey you, how many fingers do you want? Did he ask, how tall do you want to grow to be? Were you able to say, Father, I want blue eyes? Or did you request, can I be a boy? Can I be a girl? Did either of you discuss your color? Black, white, brown, mix, this, that? Did you talk about the type of parents you would have? How about siblings? How about your country or any inherited wealth? Did God ask you anything about who he was creating you to be? No? So you really didn't have a choice, did you? You couldn't choose your parents. You couldn't choose the situation that you came into, your sex, your color, your ability. You could not do anything about anything involving the creation of you? Man, and the problem, you see, is that you actually have a problem with that. It's because the world actually has a problem with you. If you really think about it though, you did not need to do anything. And God didn't need any of your input because God thought of you and made you in your own specific way that was pleasing to him. And he planted you into a field of his choosing so that you would have the opportunity and the obstacles to grow to your full potential. And the way that he has created you, beautiful, valuable, precious. But it seems you might not feel that way. You see, because you, me, we are his beautiful creations in a world that has been saturating with the stains of distaste and disdain since our creation. Made free, but now insecurity, pride, pain, exposure, envy, arrogance, guilt, greed, hate. You were delivered as a perfect babe into this world. But this world is now like a car dealership, and once your wheels hit this ground, the current state of this place begins to depreciate you from your original value. What once was list price for you is being reduced and deducted because of how this world has labeled you and convinced our societies of people what you and your value actually are not. Shoot. It even slaps a sticker on your window describing all of your features that have somehow already been dictated and become so recognizable, so expected, and so familiar that to this population that you are even put into a class, a style, a brand, segment, even a quality and safety rating. You were created amazing in a specific way by a perfect creator, yet this world and everyone in it has somehow already determined who you are. And because of this fact, because of this problem, you are either going to feel that you are owed something, or you are going to feel unequal and inadequate, thus having to fight for something. And either way, you will forever be chasing your tail like a dog that doesn't even have one. Your efforts will be in vain, and you will become a stray that never realizes the foundation of the shelter where you can lay. That's one of the biggest lies. That's why you have a problem. It's like stolen identity. Actually, it's like you were given an identity by a thief. You were made and born, then you were taken and torn and brainwashed like Jason Bourne, soaked in false advertising, forced to swallow the pill that made you ill and helped you forget who you really are and what you should really feel. It has consumed and twisted your mind and heart so much that it has created divide, such division between you and I and all of your brothers and sisters who live in this world of lies. It's even caused you to go to war against another, to use another as stepping stones to reach platforms that lead to your demise. It's caused you to judge and ridicule another because their sticker describes something different in your eyes. And they, them, me, we have done and will do the same to you. But again, that's the lie. It can't be the truth. You and I are looking at the sticker on a window of a person, reading what the world decides instead of seeing the interior and understanding the components that make someone so special and valuable. We were all created equal by a perfect God, but we continue to try and separate ourselves from one another on false basis. we question our differences. And when we don't like the answer, we try to destroy the difference and conform that difference into being the same, or we even try to smother it into never existed. The sky is blue and everyone has accepted that. The earth is round and everyone has accepted that. Space is just whatever kind of mystery and everyone has accepted that. No one is trying to change the color of the sky. No one is trying to change the shape of the earth, and no one is trying to rearrange the universe. So if you believe these are all things that God has created along with all of us, then why can't we accept one another? Because to not accept one another is to dismiss one of God's creations, and therefore you might as well just go ahead and dismiss yourself. Jeez. God should have just created mirrors so we could only see ourselves in each other, since we're so selfish anyways. Maybe that was the solution. But really, the thing is, God actually did create us to be mirrors, to mirror His love, to be a reflection of His light unto the world. But when you are covered in prejudiced post-it notes that cause me and we to determine that we actually don't need to see you or the reflection of God that is inside of you, it seems impossible. But He is a part of each one of us. He wants you to see Him in me, and He wants me to see Him in you. And even though you, I, and we have failed this over and over, He and His love has never failed. Heck, He actually even showed us more love and grace when He sent His perfect Son, Jesus, to this place to further help us see, to realize the way, the truth, the life. He gave us the perfect reflection of Himself to walk this earth, to teach us, to love us, equal to us, other than the fact that He could do what no other would do, which was die for us. You and I were so divided from each other, from our Father, that the Father had to collect all of the depreciating value and pay it with interest with the blood of His Son. And that's because He thinks you and me are worth it. The same blood running through your veins, through my veins, is the same blood that spilled on the splinters of the cross. And it wasn't just spilled if you were black, white, brown, boy, girl, short, tall, rich, poor, blue eyes, brown eyes, happy, sad, strong, weak, blind, deaf, joyful, hateful, the sinner, the saint. It was for us all, equally. John 3:16, and whosoever believes that Christ is their Savior and Lord will have everlasting life. Whosoever. There's no check boxes to fill out like you are applying for a passport or turning in a tax return. Everyone that God created can have everlasting life. But by you, by me, and by we, and everyone else in the world can constantly be signing these divorce papers against our own humanity, we are nearly forfeiting the one most important choice that we do have: to choose Christ as our Savior and to lead all of our brothers and our sisters to the Redeemer to be made perfect. You know what? We actually are unequal. We are unequal and undeserving of the royal inheritance that Jesus wrapped up and put a bow on for us. And yet still, we are equal in that. Again, God made us all in our unique way to be pleasing to Him. Each different, but equal as one. And we all have the same opportunity to live forever in the kingdom with no hurt, no pain, no insecurity, no pressure, no division, no hate. It's a place that He has made for us all, and the invitation isn't sent out based on any specific requirement. The invitation is here for us all. He wants us all. So our hands, our minds, and our hearts should be clenched together in unity to achieve this. But lately, they have not. So when God created you in the palm of His hands, He created you to be you. And the only choice you ever truly needed was this one right here, right now. Your value, your worth, your quality. It was revealed and restored by Jesus. And your choice is to accept that or not. And if you do, despite how everything has worked to convince you otherwise, you will inherit eternity equally with those who have made the same choice, and your existence will be so much more, even if you didn't get blue eyes.